But we did not want to miss the chance to introduce you to a Suncoast woman doing great things to teach some young men in our community. Let's take a look.
It's back to school season, and that means high school sports teams are also heading back to practice. But things are a little different for the boys wrestling team at Booker High School. They have a female coach. Lyon is getting ready to start the school year, and she's here to tell us all about the experience at Booker. Well, congratulations, because I hear you are the first female coach at Booker High School.
I am. Thank you very much. It's very exciting, lots of work to do, and it's definitely something that we've been excited about for a little while now.
So, you know, of course, the elephant in the room is you're female and you're coaching the boys wrestling team. Tell me about the experiences. Are the boys welcoming, or was it an easy transition?
It's been a really easy transition so far. Last year I was one of the assistant coaches, so they got used to me being in the room all the time, wrestling with them, telling them what to do, driving them to training and to different tournaments and different opportunities around town. So they got very used to me being around and being somebody in authority. So when our last coach left and asked me to step up as the head coach, it was a very smooth transition.
Wow. So well, we understand the students are welcoming, but what about the wrestling community? Is, you know, other teams and other coaches all looking at you as, you know, like, you know, surprised, or, you know, how does it go?
I've had nothing but fantastic responses from the community. Different high school coaches from around town have reached out and welcomed me, have offered support, offered help. We've even traded ideas on training and recruiting and different things. There's been several times when I've had to call people and say, I don't know what I'm doing, help me. And they've been very, very supportive. It's been fantastic.
Well, speaking of ideas, we met previously, and one of the events was so unique. We always talk about, you know, things you see on TV, but you guys created like a WrestleMania kind of competition where students and some kids actually battled.
Right, it was staff versus students.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's an awesome experience to be able to wrestle one of your high school teachers.
Yes. One of our students got to wrestle his math teacher. Another student got to wrestle our school resource officer. Another student wrestled our behavior specialist. I got my own match. I got to wrestle one of our girls, and she was fantastic. It was really a fun event.
Oh, yeah, that's a dream come true.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That sounds
you
great.
want to be good.
Nothing better than pinning an administrator down to the ground. I do have a wrestling question for you, though. Did you grow up actually in the sport? Because there aren't a lot of women with that kind of background, so I think this is interesting.
I actually didn't. I'm still picking up some wrestling things, techniques as we go. I did a lot of learning in the last season about the different rules and how the sport actually is played. My background is in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've been training for about 6 or 7 years now, and that's my sport. I like to train in the gi. It's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's kind of from the Gracies, and it's been around for a little while. My husband has a gym here in Sarasota, and so that's really how I got to be involved in wrestling. When we grapple, is what we call the practice of the sport, we start on our feet. So we do a lot of different standing techniques like wrestling or judo, which is why I kind of jumped into the high school team once I got a job at Booker as a guidance counselor. So I joined the team thinking, you know, this would be good for my sport, and ended up
being a coach.
Telling them what to do.
So, yeah. I know part of your work is as a guidance counselor and also as a coach. You're working with at-risk kids. Tell me about that.
Oh, I love it. Booker is just an amazing school. We do have some at-risk students, but we have some very, very brilliant, capable young students that are really thriving there as well. Some of them are on our wrestling team. We've got a mix of everybody. And I really like to use the wrestling team as a way to motivate those students that are at risk, saying, hey, you have to have a 2.0 GPA. You have to be passing to join this team and to participate and to be a part of what we're doing here. Let's get on it. And as a guidance counselor, I can sit down with the student and say, well, let's take this class. Let's maybe sign up for this online course. Let's redo this grade over here and see if we can get your GPA up to where, well, now you're passing, but you're also ready for the team. So
it's a matter of motivation, kind of?
Definitely. It's been a really good motivator for some students, but also when we can get those students around other students. Our captain is an ACE student, very good math student. He's a great student in general. So to get other kids that are more at risk around good students, it's been really a fantastic marriage.
Wow. So
Is there a lot of pressure to win? My husband was a coach, and there was so much pressure to win for him. Is it the same in wrestling?
There's always pressure to win in wrestling. In any high school sport, there's a tremendous pressure to win. And it doesn't always happen, and that's another great lesson for our students to learn.
Yes, it is, because learning to face failure is one of the things that makes you strong and come back to determine that next time you're going to win that match.
Absolutely, and we can trade that right over to the classroom. You know, at Booker High School, we're trying to get our kids career and college ready. And this is just another opportunity for us to do that. It's just a little further reach through the wrestling team.
Are you watching Glow?
Yes,
I am
what
addicted.
a fantastic show!
I'm like, hey, I know it's much more theatrical, but you've got to just be blown away by it, right?
for those of us who are not entertainingly inclined,
What are you
I
guys
have to
talking
ask,
about?
what is Glow?
Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling on Netflix, ladies.
It's a new series.
It's fabulous. And I mean, you have to be watching it. You have to be like, I'm doing this.
Well,
know
I saw the
that.
first episode, and then I stopped and I told my husband, I said, we're going to have to start this over and really pay attention. I can't do anything else to be distracted while I watch this. I need a good several hours.
It might be a little mature for the kids, but hey, I bet
No,
you
they
feel
need to watch
empowered
that.
by it. Yeah.
Can you learn wrestling moves from it to teach the kids?
Not really effective ones.
Well, you know, so with movies like, or shows like Glow, and then you also being a coach, are you inspiring other girls to join wrestling?
We have had quite a few girls at least come into the room, which is different. You know, come into the wrestling room. We've got 3 or 5 girls that are training with us pretty regularly. A couple of them are middle school students. and
Good. Would they be allowed to compete? What are the state and county rules on that?
They won't compete for our season, but we have an AAU club that
okay.
they can
do that.
participate as much as they want. They can go to
Great.
tournaments with us. They can do
that
all
is
kinds
really
of stuff for
cool.
off season.
Good for you.
And they're a couple feisty little things.
We like that
fun to
here.
watch them,
Yes,
yes.
we like that.
Inspiring girls, girl
Yes.
power.
Anything you learn to do well, it helps you in every phase of your life.
Absolutely.
All right, well, you guys can find out more information about Booker High's wrestling program by going to their website.
Was such a great girl. What a strong woman, great attitude. You know, it's just great for young men to have her as an example. I think.
Very bright and very inspiring.
Yep, a lot of energy there. So we wish everybody the best of luck back to school. Coming up next, we're going to get some tips on staying cool. We need them with AC Warehouse.